You mentioned just now the opportunities derived through the teaching and learning through informal techniques. So I was wondering if you could just talk about how important informal learning is from your own experience.
Well, there are different definitions of informal learning, but in my opinion, informal learning is anything that happens outside the formal classroom, and I would posit that 99 point some percent of the learning that happens is informal and not formal. So it's what we do almost all of the time as we go about our day, which is learning through our experience. There can be tools and techniques we can use to help people learn better in an informal sense. And in fact, what we do find is that there are people who are what we call lifelong learners, who are much more adept at learning in informal ways. And we can help people who are not so adept to learn techniques for being better at informal learning, particularly in the workplace. I'll give you some examples, though, of what I see as really important ways that people learn informally. One is role models. What we find in the research is that a lot of people model their behavior after important others in their workplace and their home. This is something that happens on an ongoing basis, and it's not something we think about, but we're social creatures. We look at other people for cues about how to behave. We also look to people we admire or people who are successful in areas that we want to be successful in, and we model our behavior after those people. We learn from them, and we learn through applying what they do. The other thing that we do in the workplace that I think is really important in terms of informal learning is apprenticeship. So it's a similar idea, which is that we work with someone else who's got more experience than we do. We can go to them for advice, we can watch what they do, we can model and pattern ourselves after them. The other thing that I would say is informal learning is just practice, sheer practice. And the way that we actually embed learning is by practicing something over and over and over again. And what they find in terms of experts, people who have expertise or mastery, is that they literally practice something and practice something and practice something. There are certain ways that they practice that are more effective than others, but they put in the hours, and that's how they become an expert or a master.